Hi guys, Mike Newton down here at Living Golf Academy. I've got Tom Denby with me from Benross, North West Sales Manager. So he's brought along some brand new product for us to test. We've just done a video on the Type R Compressor Iron, which was quite impressive.
Good, wasn't it?
So I'll put a little link up there, you might want to go and check that out. That's quite some really impressive numbers. So what we've got now is the Compressor Type R Driver. Okay, so brand new for 2017. Type R was out last year for Benross. Good product, performed well.
Yeah.
As I said in my other video, I've had a bit of history with Benross through my retail days, and you know the product did perform really well. It's just a case of trying to get the product in people's hands to actually test it. I think first time I pulled the head cover off this when it came, I thought, wow, that looks different. That looks like another level of sort of quality on the finish. Maybe we'll say last year's one was the paintwork was maybe a little bit, it wasn't sharp, was it?
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't quite, you know, these are lower price points than other brands out there, so, but it did look a little bit cheap in a way.
And again, like we said in the Iron video, that Stuart's remit was to really take it on to a different level around how it looked.
Yeah.
Performance was already good, but it was a case of how do we improve that appeal, that shelf appeal, but also adds a bit more technology into it, so it's slightly enhanced from last year.
Absolutely, yeah. There's definitely a bit more tech in from last year. So we've got on the sole here, I'll give you a little close up. So CT response channel here at the bottom at the front. So that's obviously helping on ball speed.
Yeah.
Probably more so in the bottom strikes, I would say, with that being at the bottom. So generally we see a lot of amateurs strike the ball, if they're going to miss middle, a little bit low in the face. So that channel there, which you do see in other brands as well, it's going to help keep that ball speed up, which is really sort of important, really. We've got movable weight now in the sole here. Now this movable weight goes diagonally from the toe back towards the heel, but further back from the club face, basically. So obviously you've got draw and fade there. So with the fade option being nearer to the toe, that's more of a low fade.
Yeah.
It's promoting. As you move it into the draw section, obviously the CG is pulled further back from the club face and also more towards the heel to try and promote more high draws.
Yeah.
Okay, we all want to hit high draw, don't we?
Yeah. That's the thing, you know, we purposely, nobody's actually done it at an angle before, so movable weight to the bottom of the drivers aren't new, obviously.
Yeah.
It's around how do we pigeonhole our marketplace in the right way. So the diagonal one was perfect in terms of if somebody wants to hit high fade, generally they need to be booking in with you for a lesson. So it's generally high draw, low fade, because they're the types of golf shots you want to see if you're that type of golfer.
Absolutely, yeah. So good bit of adjustability there. Moving on from there, we've also got the neck sleeve here, which can be altered. So the loft can be moved up or down 1.5 degrees.
Yeah.
And that also changes face angle by 1.5 degrees as well?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So if this is a 10.5 head, so I've moved this to try and suit my spec a little bit more. I've moved this down to 9 degree, which has actually moved it 1.5 open.
Yes.
Okay, so I think that's the same again with all brands. As you move the loft here, you are going to sacrifice face. Okay, and I think what I quite like with the Benross is as you take this sleeve or the shaft out of the head, it actually tells you the face angle as you change the loft. Okay, not all brands sort of do that, so they don't always.
And it's what a lot of consumers might not know is that to be able to change the loft on that driver as a movable technology, the only way you can engineer it is if the face angle changes.
Yeah.
So every brand's the same.
Yeah.
You know, every product's the same. So when you actually take the sleeve off, it's what it looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So what size CC?
460cc.
460. Yeah. It doesn't look 460. Does it?
No, it doesn't. No.
It looks quite a nice sort of compact sort of head there. Okay, right. I'll give you a little close-up view around the head, and then we'll hit some shots. Okay, so just have a closer look at the playing position here of the driver. As you can probably see here, it's a very nice sort of rounded shape. You know, that black. It's like a charcoal, glossy sort of finish on the top of the head here. Obviously, that nice V alignment aim making very visual as to where the middle of the face is, which I know a lot of golfers do like, but yeah, very sort of classic shape there. You can just see, going closer, you see the hosel there, just as turn this around, you see the different loft options there that you obviously can set the club to. So here's a closer look at the bottom of the club. As I said earlier in the video, the biggest thing that really sort of stands out for me is the quality of the finish now compared to previous models of the Benross range. So I think they've really upped the game in terms of the look and the quality of the finish of the head here. So there you can see the slidable weight there. It's CT responsive channel at the front of the club face there, but a really nice quality finish to the club now. Right, so let's get underway. We'll hit a few shots with the compressor. As I say, it does sit really quite nice behind the ball. I like the look of it, finish on it. Yeah, that's a good strike, a little bit pushy.
It's nice to see driver heads go back to a classic looking head now, isn't it?
Yeah,
Really.
this is more classic looking,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's not. It doesn't look a 460 to me.
Yeah. And I think a lot of brands are doing that now, aren't they? I think
Yeah.
Talis has always been fairly classic, but even to the extent Ping, the PXG, and
Yeah.
even
Nice.
Callaway's new Epic, it's quite a bit more classic looking, isn't it, really? Maybe we're just showing our age, man.
Yeah. That was a good flight. That was a nice strike. That one's just running 301. That's quite impressive.
And a little note as well for consumers compared to last year. Last year we had the Kurikaja Silver in it as standard.
Yeah.
This year we've gone with the Black Tinny.
Right, yeah.
Kurikaja Black TNI.
Yeah.
Mainly because the Kurikaja Silver's a great shaft, but it was just a little bit too hard to take from them.
Yeah. This is quite a popular shaft. I
Yeah,
find
it is,
a lot of fittings of the Kura cage. This is a 60 gram. I've actually got this in an X flex here, which is a bit more my flex.
And as a custom option, it can be available at 50 gram as well. It's a great hit.
It does sound. There's a lot of drives on the market now with quite a sort of dull, muted sort of sound, and this has that bit of sound to it.
Yeah.
It just feels a little bit tinnier.
And it's less than it was last year, it's a bit like the
Yeah.
Iron. But it's quite interesting when our product designer goes out to China, their market is very different to ours.
Yeah.
And their focus out there is to make the driver as loud and as tinny as it possibly can.
Yeah.
Because that market believes that when it sounds like that, it's going a long way.
Yeah.
So it's quite hard to work with those guys at times because to get them to dampen it down,
Yeah.
get them to understand that actually for our market we don't want that.
I think a lot of it is sound we relate to as feel, don't we?
100%, yeah.
But I think there was always an era going back a few years where every driver was loud.
That Cobra thing.
Yeah, some loud drivers, wasn't there? So I think these, for me personally anyway, the more muted sound just it feels like it's a bit more solid on the contact. That was a bad strike.
It's not your best one.
That was a bit of a low left. That was a bad strike. That'll test its forgiveness. Yeah, that's just a bad strike. That one. That wasn't the best. That was a bit heely, but that flighted quite nicely actually. Yeah, it just dropped off a little bit of distance, but I dropped 284 there, but that was a bit of a heel strike there. We'll have a look at those numbers in a little bit more detail. Okay, so we're going to look at some numbers. So 115 club head speed, which is miles per hour, which is around the sort of number I generally get. 156 ball speed on average. Okay, quite consistent numbers there. Considering I did get a couple of iffy sort of strikes in there. There's a big toe strike and a big heel strike there. So not a huge drop off on ball speed, which is quite good. So launching at 11. This is quite impressive. Spin number 2139 on average. Now, as many of you probably know, I generally struggle to keep my spin down. That's a good number, quite like that, especially that last one there, because I really caught that quite heel. Generally, sort of low heel strikes, the spin just goes up through the roof, but that's quite a nice controlled sort of number there. You see, there's the one I hit really off the toe. That's just a bad strike because it drags a load of spin off it. So average on the carry there, so 258, running out 288. So again, if we maybe get that one out of the equation there, that number's going to go up a little bit. So peaking out there at 300, which is quite nice. But I do like that spin number for me. That's quite nice. Okay, so some impressive numbers there with the Benross. So as I say, maybe pitching that against other drivers. I'll probably do some videos going down the line in terms of against maybe some Tonays, some Callaways, maybe some of the what we're classing the big boys out there really. be interesting to see. We did just do a little sample of that with the iron, the Benross iron against the TaylorMade M2, which was quite
surprising,
quite impressive, really.
Yeah.
So we'll probably do the same, maybe some separate videos with the driver there. But yeah, quite impressed there. Definitely a big jump forward from previous models. A lot more technology in there. I was liking the fly to fit sound. I'm not quite bought into really, but that's me personally. I think everybody else, you know, might like that sound possibly. But I think there's a lot of adjustability on there, so we can really fine tune it. But I think again, it always goes back to the case of it's the importance of coming and getting custom fit for these sort of clubs. Really, you know, there's so many options here. Trying to do this yourself without maybe launch monitor or you know a good fitter there to sort of you know advise you. It's just a bit of a punt, really, isn't it?
Yeah. And again, this is a fully custom fitable driver. You know, from a shaft perspective to your loft perspective, it's so important to get it to fit into you and how your swing speed and everything works with it.
Absolutely, yeah. So these retail at $199.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't think you'll find many other drivers out on the market at $199 with maybe as much technology and as quality of the components. You know, Hurricane shafts, you know, good quality Lampkin grips here. So, you know, it's definitely worth trying if you're out there. If your budget is maybe a little bit tighter, maybe can't go up to that sort of 300, 400 mark, then you know, just give Benross a go. You know, it's a name you might not have heard of, but definitely a product you should be getting in your hands and having a little go with. So thanks for your time, Tom.
Pleasure.
Appreciate you coming down.
Thank you very much.
And please subscribe, and we'll see you all very soon.